You've taken your carburetor apart, you cleaned it, you have all the pieces. Now, what do? How do you get this back together? Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to reassemble this carburetor that came off a Craftsman Chainsaw. I cleaned the carburetor out. I'm ready to put it back together. This is a quick aid if you took your carburetor apart, didn't draw any sketches, didn't take any pictures, walked away from it. Now, what goes where and how? I bought a couple of kits a while back when I cleaned this carburetor out about a year ago. Worked fine, started to act up a little bit. Went to put it back together, and both kits I bought were wrong. Neither one of these kits fit the carburetor, so I have to put these pieces back. I hope the clean out was enough. And with that, let's get started on reassembling this carburetor. Alright, I usually work on my carburetor table, which I have a little box to keep everything in, and I lost, and setting up for the camera, I lost the inlet needle. This is one that's out of the kit. It looks like it'll fit. I hope it does. If not, I'll probably have some flooding. This is the part that usually gets me, is putting the spring in, is putting that needle valve back in with the spring. I have to check the camera, see if it's picking that up. Okay. Don't lose this spring, because in the both kits that I bought, neither one of them contained a spring. I don't know why they wouldn't include a spring in the kit. Maybe it was just this company I bought from. I'm not sure. Okay. Need the fulcrum. This goes in like this. You see that set up? The way I have this set up right now, I can't see what the camera's viewing. I have to stop and look behind it to make sure it's picking it up. Once you pass this part, it goes fairly quick. Now you see why I work on my carburetor table that has a little box. I don't know where that spring went. Couldn't have gone far. Alright guys, I'm back. Found the spring. As I was putting it in, I lost it again. And note, you might want to do this before your third cup of coffee, or at the very least decaf. I didn't get this on video, but that spring is under here. This screw is holding it in. It's not that difficult to do, just have to be a little careful with it. Once it's in there, you do want to make sure they have a meter for this, but I just use a straight edge to make sure this lip is level. You don't want it too high because it'll stay open, and you don't want it low, and you don't want it too low, otherwise it won't be able to operate. It won't be able to operate. This is in place. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I couldn't use any of the kits I have. They don't fit. So I'm forced to use this. There's a gasket over here. Just happens to be stuck onto this piece. I don't want to pull it apart because then it definitely won't work. And the way it goes is this piece, the gasket, then the cover. Let me get this on. You have the two holes in the cover, and there's this little lip that'll catch into one of the holes on the carburetor. Snug it down. On these carburetors, this is the part that usually goes. It's the pump diaphragm. This is a little brittle, and it's probably not working the way it should. I had to soak into some transmission fluid. Sometimes that loosens them up a little bit, but I'm forced to use this right now until my other kit comes in. And the way this goes on, we have the meter inside done. Now we go to the pump side. Important thing on this side, and I did a couple of videos on this before, when your carburetor isn't working right, a lot of times it's this little screen that gets plugged. Insert the spring into that. You can use a punch, or the back of a pencil works right on here also. And the way this goes on, again, I'm not taking this apart because I don't have the replacements. It's the gasket, the pump diaphragm, just the opposite of the other side. Throttle out of the way. And just one screw holds this together. Add these parts in a magnetic tray, and some of it caught on. This you want really snug. You want it airtight. Okay. And now, if you pulled out the adjusting screws and you didn't mark them, there is a difference. On some of these carburetors, they'll be the same diameter and they'll fit in, and that'll really throw you off. But the low screw adjustment is always slightly longer than the high screw. So if you pulled it out, you didn't mark them, there's your tip. I have the spline screwdriver that fits this one, but for some reason it doesn't fit the low side. I have my homemade screwdriver, but because I had these out, I just cut a slit into it so I could use a screwdriver when I'm adjusting it again. Now the holes are marked. I don't know if you can see it on here. It says high. Just in case yours isn't marked, the low side is always closest to the engine. Carburetor goes on like this. Screw it in until the bottom's out. Easy. You don't want to bend that tip. I'll turn these out and adjust the final piece to this puzzle. If your gasket came off, don't forget to put it back on. Carburetor is going to be attached to the engine this way. This piece goes back on like this. Okay, and this is what your carburetor looks like when it's back together. You have your adjusting screws, you have your idle adjustment screw, and everything's working. I don't know if that diaphragm I have is going to be any good, but this is what I have right now. I'm going to put it back on and see if it works. Everything else looks okay. Well guys, if you found this video useful, let me know by posting your comments down below, giving it a like, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Oh, one last thing before I go. I have a link down below in the description for Tubebuddy. For those of you who make videos, you could download a free version of Tubebuddy to see how you like it. It's free to download and it's free to use. If you want the paid application, it just offers you more features and benefits. Well guys, that's a wrap. Until next time, stay safe.